My name is Laura. I am 40 years old. I live in a quiet town in the United States. I am a mother of two children and a woman who has lived many years with a heavy heart. My husband's name is Michael. He is 45 years old. We have been married for 18 years. When I look back at the beginning of our marriage, I remember a different man and a different version of myself. When we first got married, Michael was kind and loving. He smiled often and held my hand in public. He looked at me like I was special. Every night, before sleep, he said, "I love you." I believed him with all my heart. I was young, hopeful, and full of dreams. I wanted a warm home, a happy family, and a husband who would walk beside me through life. 2 years later, we had our first child, a boy named Ethan. He was bright, curious, and full of energy. Michael was proud to be a father. Our home felt alive. 2 years after that, we had a daughter named Grace. She was gentle and sweet. She loved singing and dancing around the house. I stayed home to take care of them. I cooked, cleaned, helped them learn, and watched them grow. Life was busy, but my heart felt full. Slowly, things began to change. Michael started coming home late. His smile faded. He spent more time on his phone and less time with me. The hugs became short. The kisses disappeared. He stopped saying, "I love you." When I asked him what was wrong, he said he was tired and working for the family. His voice felt cold. I felt invisible. 7 years ago, everything inside me broke. Michael went on another work trip. While cleaning the house, I found two plane tickets. One was his. The other had another woman's name. My hands shook. My heart dropped. I cried quietly so my children would not hear me. When Michael came home, I asked him who she was. He said she was nobody and told me not to worry. I did not believe him, but I stayed silent. I stayed because of my children. I stayed because I was afraid to lose everything. After that, my heart slowly closed. I did my duties every day, but joy left my life. I slept beside my husband, but I felt alone. His body was close, but his heart felt far away. Some nights, I lay awake, staring at the ceiling, feeling an empty ache inside me. I missed being touched with love. I missed feeling wanted. One day, I met Daniel, someone from my past. We had known each other long ago. He was calm, gentle, and respectful. When he spoke to me, he looked into my eyes. He listened without judging. He noticed me. That alone made my heart beat faster. When he stood close to me, I felt warmth again, something I had not felt in years. We talked sometimes. Simple conversations, no promises, no plans. But when his hand brushed mine by accident, my body reacted. My skin felt warm. My heart raced. At night, I thought about his voice and his kindness. There was no touch, yet desire lived quietly inside me. I felt alive again, and that feeling scared me. Michael eventually found out. He was angry and confused. He asked why I did this. I told him the truth. I told him I was lonely. I told him I needed love. He cried and said he loved me. He begged me not to leave. His tears hurt me more than his anger. One night, I became very sick and went to the hospital. Michael stayed with me. He held my hand tightly. His touch felt desperate, afraid. He told me he loved me and needed me. Hearing those words brought comfort and pain at the same time. I wanted to believe him, but my heart was tired. After that night, Michael tried to change. He stayed home more. He helped around the house. He asked how I felt. Sometimes he touched my shoulder softly or held my hand while watching television. At night, he lay closer to me. I could feel his warmth. My body remembered old feelings, but my heart stayed careful. There were nights when we lay in silence, our bodies close, breathing the same air. His hand rested near my waist, not moving. I felt tension, desire, and fear all at once. I wanted connection, but I feared being hurt again. Love felt dangerous, yet loneliness felt worse. During the day, I focused on my children. Ethan asked questions about life. Grace sang around the house. Their happiness gave me strength. I smiled for them even when my heart felt heavy. I wanted peace for them. I wanted peace for myself. I met Daniel one last time to say goodbye. I thanked him for reminding me that I mattered. Then I walked away. I knew some feelings were meant to stay unspoken. I went home and talked honestly with Michael. I told him that trying was not enough. I needed honesty, effort, and respect. Forgiving Michael was the hardest thing I have ever done. I remembered the nights I cried alone. I remembered the broken trust, but I also faced my own mistakes. One day, I looked in the mirror and told myself that peace begins with forgiveness, even when it hurts. Months passed. Slowly, something new began to grow. Not the old love, but a quieter one. Michael became patient. He listened. He waited. One night, he gently held my hand, and I did not pull away. Our fingers locked together. That small touch sent emotion through my body. It was not just desire. It was connection. Our intimacy returned slowly. Sometimes it was just a long hug. Sometimes it was lying close in the dark, feeling each other's warmth. Sometimes it was a soft kiss that lasted a little longer. Every moment felt careful, meaningful, and real. I still have doubts. Some days are heavy, some nights are quiet and confusing, but I am no longer silent. I listen to my heart now. I read books. I take long walks. I wrote a letter to myself reminding me that I am strong, kind, and worthy of love. As time moved forward, I began to notice small changes inside myself. I no longer woke up every morning with pain in my chest. I still remembered the past, but it no longer controlled me. The memories felt softer, like distant echoes instead of sharp wounds. Healing did not happen all at once. It came slowly, one calm moment at a time. Michael continued to show effort. He did not rush me. He did not demand forgiveness. He respected my space and my silence. Sometimes we talked late at night about simple things, like the weather or old memories from when we first met. Other times, we sat together quietly, letting the silence speak for us. That silence felt safer than before. One evening, after the children went to sleep, Michael and I sat on the couch. The lights were low. The house felt peaceful. He sat close to me, but did not touch me right away. I could feel his presence, warm and steady. After a while, he placed his hand gently on my back. I did not move away. I leaned into him slightly, feeling comfort instead of fear. In that moment, I realized something important. Trust does not return with big promises. It returns with small actions, with patience, with honesty, with time. That night, we held each other for a long time. No words were needed. Our breathing slowed together. The closeness felt safe, not rushed. I began to understand my own needs better. I learned that wanting closeness does not make me weak. Wanting love does not make me selfish. I spent many years giving without asking. Now I allowed myself to receive, slowly and carefully. Some nights, when Michael's hand rested on my waist or my shoulder, I felt a quiet warmth spread through my body. It was not wild or urgent. It was calm and deep. I felt seen. I felt chosen. I felt like a woman again, not just a role in someone else's life. There were still moments of doubt. Sometimes old fears returned without warning. I wondered if history could repeat itself. I wondered if my heart was strong enough to survive another break. When those thoughts came, I talked about them. I did not hide them anymore. Michael listened. He did not argue. He accepted my fears as part of the healing. Our children noticed the change too. Ethan smiled more at the dinner table. Grace laughed freely and sang around the house. The home felt warmer, lighter, not perfect, but peaceful. I realized how deeply children feel the emotions of their parents, even when nothing is said out loud. I continued working on myself. I took long walks alone, letting my thoughts flow freely. I read books about healing, forgiveness, and self-worth. I wrote in my journal every night. Writing helped me understand my feelings better. It helped me forgive myself for staying, for leaving emotionally, and for coming back again. One night, I read my letter to myself again. The words reminded me of who I was before pain changed me. A woman with dreams, a woman with strength, a woman who deserved care and respect. I promised myself that no matter what happened in the future, I would never forget my value again. Michael and I slowly rebuilt intimacy in our own way. Sometimes it was holding hands while watching television. Sometimes it was resting my head on his chest and listening to his heartbeat. Sometimes it was a gentle kiss before sleep that lingered just long enough to feel real. Each moment built trust, piece by piece. There were nights when we lay close, skin warm against skin, sharing the quiet of the dark. His touch was slow and respectful. Mine was careful but open. Desire was present, but it was not rushed. It was mixed with emotion, memory, and hope. That kind of closeness felt deeper than anything we had before. I realized that love changes over time. It does not always stay bright and loud. Sometimes it becomes soft and steady. Sometimes it must be rebuilt from broken pieces. That does not make it weaker. Sometimes it makes it stronger. I do not say that everything is perfect now. It is not. There are still hard days. There are still moments of doubt. But there is also honesty. There is effort. There is care. And there is growth. I am no longer afraid to speak my truth. I'm no longer afraid to ask for what I need. I'm no longer afraid to walk away from pain if it returns. That knowledge gives me peace. My story is not about choosing between staying or leaving. It is about choosing myself, about finding my voice, about learning that love must include respect, patience, and effort from both sides. Today, I wake up calmer. I breathe easier. I smile more often. I know that whatever the future brings, I am strong enough to face it. I have survived heartbreak, loneliness, and doubt. I have learned to forgive, not just others, but myself. And now I live one day at a time, with awareness, with honesty, with quiet hope. For now, that is enough.